William Penn, the founder of the Pennsylvania colony, he once said that rarely promise, but if lawful, constantly perform. Constantly perform. See, what he's saying is you should never have to make a promise, but you should always do it. You should always constantly perform. Constantly be a person of your word. But the question is, why? Why do we have such a hard time keeping promises? Because number one, you and I are broken and fallen people. We are. Promises are hard to keep because we are sinful and broken. And when we break a promise, we hurt relationships. And we're not strong enough. And many times, we're not smart enough. Because if we were smart enough, we wouldn't have made the promise in the first place, knowing that we can't keep it. Think about that. If I'm smart enough, I'm not going to make a promise. I'll say, I'll do this, I'm going to do it. And I start doing it immediately. That's what William Penn was talking about. Constantly perform, but don't make a promise. I want to make sure you understand. That's not an excuse not to do anything for anybody. If I don't promise them, then I don't have to do it, right? No. That means do it anyways, but don't make a promise. Just do it. And it's, we break promises not because we're wicked and evil people, because we're not. God did not create us wicked. He created us. Sin comes in and we're broken. We need mended. We're just not strong enough. And there's a limit to our strength. And there's a limit, sorry to say this, but there's a limit to how smart we are. Just watch people. I love to watch people. I didn't go out, too many things going on this weekend. I did not go out on Friday and watch people. I'd love to. And watch how stupid people are. Perfectly intelligent people can be stupid. That's not an insult. That's just a fact. Me, I'll admit it. I could be I sit and have conversations about things you would think, man, that man is smart. And yet I can do some of the dumbest things. It's just we're not smart enough. If we're just a little bit stronger and smarter, we'd either keep our promises or not make them at all. What is great is that is how God made us. He made us that way. He made us with limits. He made us to not understand our limits and take that step out and do something. I mean, He made us that way. He made us in His image, but He also made us so unlike Him. We are made in the image of God, but we are so different than Him. First of all, God knows everything. Even though sometimes we think we know everything. And you've run into those people who think they know everything. God does know everything. He is all-powerful. There's nothing that is beyond His ability, which makes it hard for us at times. Because we want Him to do things, we know He can do it, but He chooses not to. Those that know that what's going on best in my life right now, you know that is happening. We wish for healing. It doesn't happen. We don't know why. But we come to grips with knowing that God is all-knowing, so He must know what He's doing, and He's all-powerful. He can do it, but He chooses not to. This is why when God makes a promise, He keeps it. He always keeps His promises because He is able to, because He's smart enough and He's strong enough. And He is not wicked. He is not broken. He is not sinful.